everybody. This is the video for Unit 4, and this is the unit where we are going to start taking all the sort of thinking and reflecting that you've been doing in the course up to now and start directing it to some of the more practical components of career planning, particularly creating or developing or refining the documents that you will need to utilize to move forward in your career. So that's namely a resume or CV in some cases, with a cover letter if you're applying to jobs, and or a statement of purpose, which is the sort of main document that you need to produce if you are going to be applying to graduate schools. Let me show you sort of what all is included in this unit and what you're going to be working on as it fits into the rest of the course. So let's start just by going to the syllabus, and I'll show you how this unit is set up. So here we are in Unit 4. So again, you're going to start with doing some reading to sort of give you some more sort of context and some advice and examples as far as producing these particular kinds of documents. I'm quite sure that many of you have already produced a resume, just for your use, maybe in other classes or whatever. For many of you, this may just be sort of a refresher or a time to look at your current CV or your current resume and polish it up, make sure that it sort of is as effective as it can be, both in terms of what you put on there, the content, and how you lay it out. Both things are important when it comes to these kinds of documents. We're going to start by reading some stuff, getting some takes on how to do it, and then you will start to work on your own. As you'll note, if you've sort of looked at the syllabus and this set of assignments, I'm giving you a choice for this part of the course to either produce a resume and cover letter or to produce a statement of purpose for applying to graduate school. You're welcome to do both if you think you sort of need both, and this is just an opportunity for you to do it. But otherwise, you can pick whichever one you want. If you are planning on applying to graduate school in the near future, it's not a bad idea to start working on that statement of purpose. It's kind of a complex thing to create, so worth getting going on it. But resumes are also important, so that part's kind of up to you. So as you see in this unit, Unit 4, we're going to take the first step on whichever of those documents you've chosen. Part 1, as I'm calling it, of your resume or statement is due at the end of Unit 4. So let me show you then the assignments area so you can understand sort of how the different parts of this assignment work. So here you see the sort of resume statement assignment. It's in 3 parts. So this first part is going to be completing this resume worksheet that I have attached here. And frankly, even if you are working on a statement of purpose, doing the resume worksheet is also really valuable in that it's kind of pulling together the same information that you're going to need for writing a statement, right? So the resume worksheet has 2 sides to it, right, or 2 pages, depending on how you want to think about it. You can certainly fill this in electronically. If it's easier for you to print it off and write on it, that's fine as well. You can also change the formatting. There's nothing special about this formatting. But what I'm asking you to do in this worksheet, let me move this so you can see it better, is to start listing out the information you'll need to effectively create the document, right? So the first page is about your sort of work experience, work life, and the second page is about your education, okay? And you'll see that I've given you columns to help you think about sort of all the sort of component parts of each entry you might add to a resume. So this first column, you're going to list jobs you've held, and again, let's think of jobs broadly here. So not just paying jobs, but if you've done volunteer work, if you've done sort of extracurricular things, things that you can count as sort of work experience, right? So you're going to list those jobs down the left-hand column, and then for each one, I want you to list out some details. What was the title of that position or the nature of that position, right? Were you the manager of blank or whatever it might have been? What were some of the key duties, responsibilities, things you accomplished, things you produced? For some of your items, you're not going to necessarily have all of these things that I'm listing. This is to give you sort of a category of things. So think about sort of what you can show for yourself from having been a part of doing that job, right? The next column is any knowledge, skills, abilities, right? So how did what you were doing in that job sort of enrich who you are now and what kind of skill sets you have? And then finally, how does that particular job relate to where you're headed, right? Whether it's another job in that same field or pursuing graduate school or whatever it may be, okay? So you're going to list out each of the items, right, from your job history with those characteristics going across horizontally, okay? In the sheet about, the second page about education, same idea, right? So I ask you to list any degrees, a description, and then this is where it sort of gets more interesting, right? And is more along the lines of what we've already started reflecting on in class. What are the different activities, products, accomplishments, things you gained from that degree, right? So the subsets of things sort of embedded in the overall degree that you accomplished, right? Likewise, the next column, knowledge, skills, abilities, and then finally, how does that degree connect to what you want to do, okay? So this is really a way to just sort of organize in a more sort of careful way the kinds of brainstorming you've already started doing, and doing so that that information can be funneled into a resume or a statement of purpose, okay? So for this unit, you'll be working on this, and this will be the sort of groundwork for producing the actual resume or statement and then revising it, which are the second and third parts of that assignment. So, you know, again, we're sort of, as we've been doing all semester, trying to build on each sort of set of activities that we undertake in each unit. So working on the resume or the statement of purpose is a chance to bring together the things you've been reading and writing about up to now, and start to sort of put on paper in a presentable way who you are, what you've accomplished so far, and where you're headed with your career, further education, etc. Okay. So I'll look forward to seeing what you produce on the career worksheet, or sorry, the resume worksheet. And then we'll just keep building on that over the rest of the semester. And by the end of the course, you will have a polished resume and or a polished statement of purpose for applying to graduate school. So good luck with this, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.